Welcome to the cafe. This is a bit of an experiment. We're trying something new, so please give us some feedback. And we want to co-create the space with you, not do it to you, but co-create the cafe. It's like we've invited all our most special friends and colleagues. And our idea is to say, how can we share the group wisdom around some important topics on resilience? My background is very much in the emotional and spiritual, psychological resilience. And Celynn, very, very strong on the physical and also emotional, but she's a qualified nutritionist and so forth. Theme for our conversation today is more on the emotional side. And we've selected the theme of meta-awareness, of metacognition. And I just think it's such an important thing to start there, because if we want, during this difficult time, to be able to hold ourselves together emotionally, it's important that we become we develop the ability to take distance from ourselves, to be meta-aware. So I'm going to share with you just a quick picture, just a quick slide of this. Can you see that picture?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So so we say meta-awareness is the ability to notice what's going on in the moment, to take distance from yourself. So for example, imagine that you're on the dance floor there in this picture and you're dancing and having a good time. Meta-awareness is the capacity to step onto the balcony for a moment and just notice yourself on the dance floor. So you're active in a situation and you're actively experiencing an emotion and a situation whilst at the same time seeing yourself doing it, watching yourself from a distance. So it means that in your head, you're actually taking distance and you're noticing what's going on. And if we're not able to take this distance, then we tend to get caught up in the turmoils of the emotions and of the physical things and the realities. And we can get into quite negative spirals of attack, defend, and one emotion leads to another. And a whole story starts to develop in your head about what's happening in the situation. So we thought a good place to start was just to raise this topic of what might it be to be more meta-aware. And it does mean that you become a little bit more quiet within. I call it inner quiet or inner coherence. And I do a lot of work with heart rate variability, and I link people up to these heart rate monitors, and I can actually see what happens to the physical heart when people are able to access this inner calm, which means that they just quieten themselves for a moment and they just notice, what am I thinking? What am I feeling right now? Because every action, every behavior starts with a thought or a feeling. They say 50% of the time an impulse starts in the brain, 50% of the time it starts in the heart. So it's the capacity to just take a deep breath in the day, regularly, to take that breath and just to notice what you're thinking and what you're feeling. If we can, as a top tip this week, just focus on noticing what's going on. And even when you're sitting in a Zoom meeting or you're on a walk or you're in conversation with a family member, just that ability to say, what is going on right now? Why I'm noticing a tight knot in my stomach, that my breathing has become shallow. And I'm noticing this, I call it the black widow spider. This inner critic is saying, you're not good enough. You should be more disciplined. You're useless. We've got all of us, these black widows. I call it the black widow because if you imagine the spider web and somebody just touches the web, the spider overreacts. It's your hot button. It's your thing. Some of us have got black widows about I'm not good enough. Others have got black widows around I'm not loved enough, or I'm not recognized enough, or I'm not included. And that inner critic or little spider is often the thing that trips us up, that creates this reaction rather than a more mindful response in the moment.